Chris Mackowski of Emerging Civil War, and I am at the birthplace of Texas independence, the San Jacinto State Battlefield Park. We are about 16 miles due east of Houston, which of course didn't exist at the time. And it is a Chamber of Commerce day out here. Beautiful day to be out here on the battlefield. I am standing on the deck that surrounds the Texas Independence Memorial here at San Jacinto. And what a neat little battlefield. There's a little breeze coming up here, a little drizzle on me, so I apologize if the sound quality is a little iffy out here. Off to my rear in that direction, you can see a reflecting pool, very similar to the pool that was built for the Washington Monument. And off in that direction there was where Sam Houston had his 900 or so troops as they've been playing cat and mouse with Santa Anna's Mexican army all throughout the spring of 1863. Santa Anna's men come to the battlefield in that direction. Between Houston's army and Santa Anna's was a wide open field, and then there was a ridgeline over there. And Santa Anna, against all good advice, makes his camp on the far side of that ridgeline and doesn't post any pickets, which of course is basic security 101, but he's feeling very pompous, he's feeling very confident and very arrogant. And as a result, that's going to allow Houston's men to come from this direction on the afternoon of April 21st and get within attacking range without ever being noticed. Houston isn't quite sure exactly what to do, and you know, when he gets into position and Santa Anna gets into position on the 20th, they're both kind of staring at each other, and Houston actually asks his commanders, you know, should we attack or should we receive an attack? And actually everybody who's been itching for a fight up to this point is like, well, maybe we should wait. So it's a little bit of a surprise that Houston decides to go on the offensive. When he does, the battle here is going to last just under 20 minutes, although mop-up will take an hour after that. There are going to be some 600 dead soldiers from the Mexican army. They're going to be about 700 folks captured, compared to only 2 casualties on the day, with another 7 that'll follow, and about 23 injured for the Texans. Among the Mexican army folks that are captured will be Santa Anna himself, and that's going to force the negotiation that will lead to Texas independence. Santa Anna actually has fresh troops, thousands of fresh troops, within a day or two's march of here, but he actually is going to send them a note saying, fall back to the west to San Antonio. You can hear the storm clouds grumbling here behind me. He's actually going to ask his soldiers to fall back because he's personally afraid of his life. For all his arrogance, he's actually kind of a personal coward, and that's going to allow the Texans the opportunity to negotiate their independence here. So if we come out to the battlefield, there's actually a trail out in that direction that goes through the federal camps. If you look way off in that direction, that's Buffalo Bayou, and there's some refineries and things off in that direction. Houston, when he puts his position out there with the bayou in his back, doesn't necessarily seem like a great idea, but he's actually trying to control a ferry off in that direction. Meanwhile, off in that direction, there's also a trail system that lets you walk around where the Mexican position had been, and there's a small driving tour that you can take through the area as well. The monument itself, pretty impressive. Just some great Art Deco sculptures on it, and some great inscriptions that tell the whole story of the Texas Revolution, from the Alamo to Goliad and finally here to San Jacinto. Let me jump over here to the other side of the monument for a second. Right there is the Cornerstone. Construction began on April 21st, 1836, 100 years after the battlefield. It was dedicated on April 21st, 1839. It's 567 odd feet to the top, making it the world's largest masonry monument with a 220-ton star on the top. Most of the monument is constructed out of a type of limestone called shellstone, which is about 100 million years old and has a lot of these little clamshells in it. If we head out onto the battlefield itself, the park road will take us over toward the Texans' position, including through the area where the Texas cavalry was posted to cut off Santa Anna's route of retreat. There are a number of markers and monuments on this side of the battlefield, including markers that show where different camps were. There are also lightning rods out here as well, including the large one behind me, the Masonic Memorial that commemorates the participation of several Masons who were involved in the independence movement here in Texas. There's a small cemetery out here, a lot of markers and monuments, including one noting the location of the Twin Sisters, a pair of cannon that were donated to the Texans by the residents of Cincinnati, Ohio. They played a key role in the battle, really doing a lot to disrupt and demoralize the Mexicans. There's a pair of cannon in the park's auditorium that symbolize those two artillery pieces. And if we come all the way out to the far end of the park, here next to the Houston Ship Channel, we'll find a monument commemorating the surrender tree where Santa Anna submitted to Sam Houston. This replanted heritage live oak was put in for the centennial to note the spot where Santa Anna demanded to be treated as a general should be treated when a prisoner of war. Well, I'm getting rained out, so that's all there is for me today. At the San Jacinto battlefield, I'm Chris Mackowski for Emerging Civil War. We'll see you online and on the battlefield.